Hello, hi, welcome back. Today I'm going to take a quick little tour to show you how I've been preparing for these low temperatures that have suddenly come upon us. Let's take a look. Hello, this is Rafa. Welcome to another page in my homesteading diary. You know, it's really crazy because just last week I was planting my apricot trees, my blackberries, and my grapes, and sweat was pouring off of me. And now here we are a week later, and we have these cold temperatures. Today is beautiful out here, but it's chilly, it's breezy, and I think it's probably like in the 60s. I haven't checked. Anyways, it's always a surprise. Every day is different, and we never know what's around the corner. Here is our salad bowl. We had already taken all of our hoop houses, well, not all of them down, but we had started taking the hoop houses down, and we had taken away the one for the salad bowl. So instead of reconstructing it again, although that doesn't take a lot of effort, what I did was I just put six of these poles into the ground and got some 6 mil plastic that I had on hand. Some of it was from the hoop house that covered it, and I just draped it over the poles and clamped it down real good. And this is the second day, and it's holding up just fine. Here we have some pack sand that's been delivered to help level out this area for the project that I have coming up. This hoop house we had started to deconstruct, but we had left the front and the back up. And so once we realized that the freezing temperatures was rolling in, then we just got some of that 6 mil plastic, draped it across, and clamped it down real good. We used these vice clamps, and then we also used these clamps right here, the PVC clamps, and they do a great job. We just added these clamps as reinforcement because it holds. Sometimes the wind will blow these off. If it gets caught up underneath there, the wind gets caught up underneath, these will pop off and we'll find them all over the yard. But these, definitely nothing's gonna take that down. But we and I ordered the 6 mil plastic off of Amazon in the fall. I ordered these, and they have, let me see, what's the brand of it? Sun Master, that's the brand. Anyways, supposedly the underside of them is coated to help diffuse and disperse the sun as it shines on there and block the UV rays. But everything is sweating nicely in here. Second day. Let's see. Now I do expect all of these, not all of them, I do expect some bolting to go on more than what's already going on, because I know from earlier in the winter when I put this hoop house up, it gets very hot in here, and I'm planning to keep this enclosed for about 5 days. I won't even need to water it because there's so much condensation in there that the soil stays moist. So that's another plus about having the hoop house in the winter. This hoop house is how all of my vegetables and herbs stayed so green and vibrant and continued to grow during the entire winter. Over here, there's another load of packed sand. We're still gonna need more. I don't think that's gonna be nearly enough. Over here, the one good thing about having my fruit trees in containers is that I was able to move them all together closer and put this makeshift little enclosure together. What we did was we put rebarb in the ground, and then we put the PVC pipes over that and put the plastic and clamp that together, and it's doing a great job of keeping the frost off. So as you can see right here, my lemon tree is starting to get some green leaves and branches. My fig tree and muscadine and grapes. Over there, my little peach tree is starting to put on some green leaves. My plum tree back there in the corner is doing really well. It had a whole lot of blossoms on it, and I don't even know when they disappeared. I don't know if they were supposed to disappear already. It's my first time doing fruit trees, so I don't know the cycle. Put on a lot of leaves though, and the main thing is it's still alive, so that's all I'm concerned about. I wasn't really expecting any fruit on it this first year, although I have heard that of all the fruit trees, if you're going to get fruits the first year from one, it would most likely be the plum tree. So I have my brassicas under this plastic, my Brussels sprouts, collard greens, mustard greens. I have carrots under here, and all of them are growing beautifully, nice and healthy. So this 6 mil will do the job of keeping them producing. This collard green over here and has it's already gone to flower, and I'm not trying to cover it over or anything like that, because if it doesn't make it through the freeze, it just doesn't make it. I wanted to collect the seeds from it, but I'm not pressed. I have a lot of seeds that I purchased last year. It would be nice to have my own seeds that I collect, but anyways. Why do I use the 6 mil? Because plants are not like humans and animals. They don't generate energy and heat. They are what they are, And so what we need to do is trap the heat around them, because they can't produce any heat. Covering them over with blankets, the blankets are permeable, so the air is going through it, the cold temperatures are going through it, moisture is going through it. You might keep the crystallized frost from settling on the leaves, but the blanket is not doing much for the vegetation, because the vegetation can't keep itself warm. The plastic traps the sun and the heat. The plastic traps the heat from the sun, and at night that heat is slowly dispersed. And so it's enough heat trapped in there to keep the cold temperatures at bay for our vegetation until the sun can come up the next day. I have had nothing but success with using the 6 mil. I don't know how the 3 mil plastic works. All that I have purchased has been 6 mil, and it's just done beautifully. And unfortunately, it's disheartening when I see that some of my fellow gardeners have used the frost blankets and sustained a lot of damage still. And it's because the plants, they can't generate heat, and you're not keeping heat in with those blankets. Just something to think about. Selah. While I'm out here, I might as well give you another quick little update with the progress. So let's go. Over here is my white willow tree, weeping willow. Lots of medicinal properties with that. I didn't even know if this was still alive, to be honest with you. It just looked like a stick in the ground in the pot for so long. I'm very pleased to see branches and leaves. I've never even talked about this one, have I? It's just over here by its lonesome, but I'm glad it's doing well. Here are 3 of the raised beds that I will move in place once we get that area leveled out. And I want to have a few more raised beds over there too. I just haven't purchased them. Here is one of the areas of the branches that I will be using in the raised beds. Beneath it is a good layer of is a good layer of leaves that we will mulch, and I will add those to the raised beds. And I'll also be burning some of this wood to use the ashes for them. So I'm excited about that. We'll put the branches in first, and then we will put the leaves, followed by some topsoil compost. You know the process. There's enough people on YouTube talking about it. I may or may not show that part because so many people have already done it. Now, if you remember a few weeks ago when we had the unexpected high winds, this little greenhouse right here went topsy-turvy. Everything fell out of it, and that was quite a bit of a setback. I purchased this greenhouse right here, which was a little... Actually, you know what? I didn't purchase it. My husband found it in the shed for whatever reason. He had purchased this one a long time ago, which is kind of interesting because I wasn't really putting into action my plans on gardening when he purchased this. So that's interesting that he had already purchased it. But I put the ones that had gone topsy-turvy in here. I didn't do anything with them. The labels are off of them, and I just said, okay, I'm just gonna make one of the raised beds a surprise bed where I'm just gonna plant all these things in here, but I'm planning to regrow them again from seed so that I'll know what it is. These are the ones that just didn't make it, or it was just too confusing to try to figure out. That's all going to be discarded. But wouldn't you know, when they were bringing in the pack sand, the truck clipped the foundation that the greenhouse is on, and also clipped the greenhouse, and it went topsy-turvy again. All of the little starters and seedlings all over the ground once again. I'm like, am I supposed to have a garden this spring? It's gonna happen. I don't care how many setbacks I have. In the little greenhouse, I have sweet potatoes rooting down there. Let me see. I'm so lazy, y'all. I really should just unzip it so that you could see, but it's really not much to see. I have sweet potatoes rooting down there. Here I have my white potatoes that I really should have they really should be in the grow bags by now. Just being lazy. When everything got tipped over before, my sugar cane tumbled out. They were laying down flat. And they have a good root system going. I just didn't assemble them back the way they were because I had planned to have them planted by now. And but they're still doing great. And I have my ginger coming up over there in the back. That's just a quick little tour. Of course, I have more that I'll be growing, you know, tomatoes, peppers, and so forth. So there's more that's not in the greenhouse. But anyways, that was not the purpose of this video. You all keep your face towards the sun and stay warm. This channel promotes the goodness in life. Like, subscribe, comment, and share. And above all, prosper and be in good health.